Hello everyone, this is an impromptu video mindful Monday message. For those of you who might be stumbling upon this somewhat accidentally, my name is Moshe Steigman, the Mindful Rabbi. I am here with my longtime friend, my dear college friend, Cory Kim-Tomcek.
Hey everybody.
So today's Monday, it's Monday evening, and I had not yet posted my Mindful Monday message. Cory lives in Hoboken, New Jersey. I live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I am driving through this area, purposely stopping by to see Cory. I think we figured we've seen each other
Maybe 5 or 6 times over the last maybe dozen years, I think.
something like that. Yeah.
I think
A
so.
few of them playing basketball, maybe like once in the past. This is like the first time in the past 10 years?
Yes,
or
I think
something.
so. Yeah, it was a while ago that I visited you in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So we got to reconnect now. And as it turns out, Cory is invaluable for a great number of you for starting next week. Saturday night begins Passover, and in the Jewish community, we sell our hametz, the kind of unleavened bread that we don't eat on Passover, the unleavened food. We sell our hametz to someone who is not Jewish during Passover. Cory has been my agent for buying hametz, not just for me, but also for my communities for many, many years. I think you first bought my hametz way back in college.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
there were a
believe
couple
so.
of times. I think like you came down to my dorm room, you walked into my dorm room, I like put all my hametz in a box, put it in my closet, then you like inspected all of that kind of thing. And so, yeah, started like 30 years ago. Oh my gosh, 30.
It can't be that long ago.
30 years ago.
Impossible.
Yeah, and then now the past few years, so for Congregation Cnesses Israel in Green Bay, for members of the Own Your Judaism community, and now for members of the Ohel Ayalah community, he's the guy who's been buying your, my, and our hametz for a whole number of years. He's buying it again this year. So I thought for our Mindful Monday message, we can talk a little bit about hametz, and most importantly, put Cory on the spot and see what he knows about buying hametz. If he knows a lot, that's because he's awesome. And if he doesn't remember much, it's because of his teacher. All right, so what's this whole deal with someone who's not Jewish buying hametz? And is that offensive, by the way, to begin with, right? Like here I am, someone Jewish saying, hey, Cory, friend, you're not Jewish, buy my hametz. Does that feel offensive in any way?
I really had no opinion about it at all. All I saw was an email that said something about $1 million, and I said yes, I'll sign my life away. I guess let's do that.
Yeah.
No, so I saw the word hametz, and I think I did a quick Google search.
Okay.
And I was trying to remember how far back that I first looked into it, but yes, I saw something about unleavened bread. And I believe, let's see, what do I know about it? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Probably mostly ignorant, but it's something about unleavened bread and not being allowed to own it. Because with this contract, it allows people to not have to waste food and give it away, but they technically do not own it. I own it. But then there's a caveat of if I do come and physically pick it up, then yes, I'll be on the hook for more money than maybe I'll ever own in my lifetime. So, but it's a fun way to keep in touch with Moshe. I appreciate that. And now, Moshe, please let me know how close am I?
You were pretty spot on, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
So usually we're aware that we're not supposed to eat things that have leaven in them, right? Okay. So like if it's bread or if it's cookies or really anything that's kind of come into contact with the grain, we're not supposed to eat on Passover.
Okay.
The basic idea that the Israelites fled Egypt in haste, so they didn't have time for the dough to rise. So anything that's what you're talking about, yeast, when we were walking over
That's
before.
right. Okay.
So anything that kind of rises or anything that's kind of leavened is something that's prohibited from us eating.
Okay.
And we're traditionally, as you correctly said, Jews aren't supposed to own chametz on Passover.
Okay.
So way back in the day, that might not have always been that big a deal, right? But certainly now, when we might have, like people who have alcohol, for instance, most of that is chametz. So if you have expensive alcohol, or if you bought dozens and dozens and dozens of containers of Girl Scout cookies from your niece or someone,
My daughters, actually.
or your daughters, right? And you have like 17 boxes of them in storage. You don't want to throw them all out because we know they cost like $500 a box, right? So you don't want to do that.
Crazy. Yes.
So now that perhaps literally getting rid of all of your hametz might be cost inefficient and wasting food, we created this mechanism whereby I could sell the chametz that I own to someone who can legally possess it,
Right.
which is someone who's not Jewish, right? So since you can legally possess it, I can sell it to you. And the way the contract works is during the week of Passover, Cory owns my chametz, which means he can come into my house, he can eat any of my chametz, he can drink the alcohol that is in my house. As you know, I haven't had alcohol since May. That's a different conversation.
Yeah.
Life is okay.
Yeah.
So my supply is a little bit low for you. But he can legally come and have it because it actually belongs to him. So I take my chametz, I put it in designated like a closet or a container, and I say like, this is my chametz stuff. It now belongs to you.
Right.
And the way we write the contract is, if it were just between Cory and me, Cory owns my chametz, and at the end of Passover, he needs to have paid me $1 million. And if by the end of Passover, you have not paid me $1 million, the chametz reverts to my ownership.
Wow.
Right? So that's kind of like the clause that's put in. And if you do come and eat any of my chametz, then that also kicks in the clause. For any lawyer out there in the US or any other country, I don't know how enforceable this is legally, but that's really the gist of it. You know, that this is really a legal contract, as playful as it is, so that you actually do own all of this, beginning on Passover. You own it all, which means I am prohibited from eating it.
Right.
So if I get the munchies and want to have chametz, and I eat of this, technically I'm stealing.
Right.
Now, it doesn't stop me from going to the store and buying something to eat, right? But this no longer belongs to me during that week, so I don't own it. I can't eat it, and you can eat it if you want, and I'm happy for you to come to my house
yes.
anytime during that week. Eat it all.
Yeah.
Last year, we actually sold chametz for a business on the Upper West Side. It's a liquor store on the Upper West Side. So I jacked it up, I don't know if you remember, from like 1 million to like 22 million.
22.
Just because if it is a business, I want some additional coverage there. But anyone, in all seriousness, right, for anyone who does perform the ritual of selling your chametz, this really is a long, long time friend. I was just telling Cory, he's in many ways my role model for how to talk with people and engage with people simply as they are. He just doesn't care anything about you except, are you a person that's a good person that he enjoys hanging out with? Nothing else seems to matter. That I've always thought of you in many ways as my role model for that. So I'm glad we get to keep in touch as friends, and I'm glad that this whole sale of chametz has been just another way we can kind of stay in touch over the years.
It's been so wonderful being included, and it's always been great being your friend, Moish, and thank you so much for coming to visit.
You're welcome. And for the first time, we get to actually shake hands on this deal. That's always in my email. So if you accept the terms,
I accept.
Done.
I accept.
Thank you. Huge thanks to Cory for being my impromptu guest on an impromptu live Mindful Monday message video. If you have any questions about the sale of chametz, please let me know. I will link the doc in all of the comments and descriptions below. And happy early Passover to anyone celebrating.